I would like to accept your nomination for President of the United States. Miniskirts for all.
So that's why I voted for the other guy. Okay.
Definitely yes to that question. Definitely. Some of the earlier roles, just like Laura said, some of the earlier roles, you feel so bad, like that. Oh man, that was so rough, you know. I'll do the sound. I'll do the sound and. There are a lot of early characters that when you see, if you ever get the chance to see them again, you're like, oh, I wish I could have done a better job with that. And you sometimes, we were talking about this today, that when you return to a role that you haven't done for a long time, your memory of that character sometimes has drifted from what you know, from what you actually recorded.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Travis and I, you know, occasionally we may do like a Mustang or Edline, and you do them at conventions for years and years and years, and then you go back for whatever reason and you catch the original recording, you're like, wow, I really kind of took a left turn there somewhere. But yeah, that happens. The more work you do, that's bound to happen. What about you, man?
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I mean, even from when we started FMA to the end of it, yeah, it changes a lot. Your voice changes, you know? The way you read the character changes. But, I mean, I think as you go on, you only get better. I think you find yourself more open to different roles. Maybe things that you thought you might not have been able to read before, might not have done very well at. You find that you've kind of acquired a talent to kind of lock into certain trends that maybe you weren't very confident in before. So I think everything just grows and evolves like everything else. Yeah.
Good answer, Travis.
Thanks. Who wants to ask a question real bad? Like really, really bad? Show some enthusiasm. Come on, thank you. A little enthusiasm.
That's good. I like your kind of gangster dance you did.
Yeah, represent. Backtown.
I want to know what you think about these live-action anime-based movies.
Oh my God!
I saw the trailer. God, it looks horrible. Did we say Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, major.
It looks so. Piccolo doesn't have antennae.
He's not green. What color is he? He's still green.
Is he green? Because in the trailer he looked kind of tannish brownish.
Oh gosh. April 10th comes out.
I know. I saw the trailer, man.
I've seen it too. What was the other man's name?
Oh, Roshi?
Oh, Roshi. He has hair. He's like he's more.
It's gonna be so.
He's not all pervy and crazy guy.
You know what, you guys? There's a pattern here with Hollywood and these kind of shows. Some lawyer somewhere thinks it's going to make a lot of money, but they can't let it appeal to just one small target audience. Their whole purpose is to try to get it to appeal as broad an audience as possible. Now they know that the purists are going to go see it. They know that the Dragon Ball Z fans are like it or hate it. What? What'd you say?
Twilight.
Oh yeah, the Dragon Ball Z.
Left. Man, I was so mad.
The Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball Z fans are going to go see the movie. They're going to. They're going to want to see what it's like. So they know they got you. They got your $10, right? So what they're going for are the other people, the rest of the population, that, you know, young kids or people that aren't necessarily into anime. In doing so, they water it down so much and they change so many things that they just
make nobody happy.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's like Lucas in the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah.
He knew the Star Wars purists, the lovers of Star Wars, the original, were going to go see. He knew he had them. He wanted the young kids now. He wanted, he was trying to get as big an audience as possible. So what ends up happening is the people that really loved the originals
Were alienated.
were disappointed, but he still got the $10. They still paid the ticket price. So, you just got to know that when Hollywood gets its hands on shows, some of these kind of shows, that's what they'll do, is try to water them down to appeal to as many people as possible.
And that in the new Street Fighter movie, also with what's her face? Yeah, as Chun-Li. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
She's like 5 foot nothing.
I think Chun-Li's she's short.
He's short.
Really?
Yeah.
And all legs, that's all I know.
Yes.
Kind of back to the whole voice acting and everything. When you get prepared for a character role, is it very similar to getting ready for maybe a regular character that you would act for on stage, or if you were doing theater work? Is it similar to getting prepared that way, or how do you go about getting prepared to do a new character?
I have to be honest, I wasn't listening to the question completely, because I kept looking at you going, "It's Girl Harry!" And in my head, all I kept thinking was, "Girl Harry Potter!" And so I really didn't hear the question.
I was doing
Really? I was listening. I got the whole question.
You go first, because
It was a whole process.
I get context clues. I know I saw
The-
this,
the
and then I was
question-
looking at your glasses, and I'm like, "But long hair, it's so pretty, it's so pretty."
And she's hearing.
It's really long to get my hair to look this sexy. Okay?
I like it.
It looks great.
Yeah. How you doing, Harry? Osseo Harry, come here.
She's like Harriet Potter. Anyway, the answer to the question, her question was, is when you prepare for an anime character role, is it similar to an on-stage role or a film role? How is it the same or different? I would say it's very different in that. If you think about it, if you're going to do a stage role or even on screen, you're memorizing your lines. We don't have to memorize the lines because we're not on screen, or on a stage. We can read them. And so we've got the script in front of us. And also, we usually don't ever see the script before we go into record.
Right.
Obviously, in stage plays and film, you got the script. You're practicing it, you're rehearsing, you're studying it. We don't have access to those materials until we go in the room. So that's different as well.
It's the same kind of muscle, because on stage you have a script and you'll be reading it as you're walking through the scene. You'll be holding your script and you'll do it over and over and over and over and over until you have it and you get it just the way you want it, and then it kind of grows and takes on its own shape as the performances go along. But it's the same muscle in the booth, because when you get in and you see the lines, you'll have your first reading of it in your head, then it'll grow, and your second and third take and fourth take might not sound anything the same. They'll all be different reads. You may have one thing in your head, the director will have another thing in his or her head. It changes all the time.
I don't know what you do in the booth, Travis, but they always take my first take.
See, I was going to say that, but I figured you'd get mad at me if I said it. But she can get away with it.
I do the thing called sucking. I suck.